Here you can see a sample of a personal view, 360-degree perspective of operational and sales excellence. Okapi and SalesChoice unified artificial intelligence offering. It has been proved that unified KPIs optimizes performance by 30 to 50%. In the screenshot, there are two wheels. The inner wheel includes the company goals, like the 5 mentioned here, improving sales quality, increasing customer volume, staff efficiency, cash flow management, and customer satisfaction. Each goal has related KPIs in the outer wheel. Under the sales quality goal, we can see 4 related actionable KPIs. This method allows us to push notifications 24/7 to every accountable user. Here, for example, the pipeline health KPI was clicked, and you can see the definition of that KPI analysis analysis of all the historical wins and losses unique to your business, and create a predictive ranking distribution of your best deals. The results of this month are shown on the graph. Another click will open the full report that will point out the predicted best deals you need to be focused on. Deals classified as A have the highest odds to be converted to wins. B has strong odds of winning. C has 50-50 odds. And D and F have high odds of not being converted statistically. Artificial intelligence will provide insights that the human eye cannot catch in a snap. Okapi and SalesChoice don't stop here. The platform uses advanced artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to keep users alert and focused. AI analyze and explain what data means as it draws insights and action items from the dataset. Let's see some notifications examples. A root cause analysis in a restaurant chain organization, for example, found high correlation between the decline in the average check amount each customer was paying and the amount of veteran employees who were leaving the job. The algorithm showed that new employee sales are 25 to 35 less than veteran employees. The manager received the notifications to focus on people process KPI, voluntary attrition. This will allow him to improve the financial KPI of the average check amount. Another example on the right is a collective intelligence alert that shows relevant information in the right time, such as an article related to another problematic KPI, shown here as preferred vendor. Each user starts his morning by checking the results and notifications from Okapi that allow him to focus on the main tasks that will improve his outcomes. Fire and Flavor is a privately held company that sells premium cooking and grilling products. The company was founded in 2003 by husband and wife team Davis and Jenna Knox. The company runs its business on and also uses Google Analytics, HubSpot, and MailChimp. Multiple reports made it almost impossible to have daily visibility of the business. They looked to gain greater visibility into its business performance across its operations, so employees could see the impact of their work on a daily basis. In addition, they were focused on financial KPIs only and wanted to translate their goals to operational KPIs in order to cascade the KPIs to each employee. It implemented Okapi to pull real-time data to plot critical KPIs in a single view. Okapi's AI algorithm warning system notified them when they started trending in the wrong direction. It allowed them to respond to issues faster. With visibility into all aspects of its business, Fire and Flavor now makes real-time data available to all its team members and has instilled a culture of accountability. Okapi is fully embedded in NetSuite, making it easy to work in one platform. Greater visibility has boosted accountability. Results include increase in fill rate from 92% to 98%, and on-time shipping improvement of 47%, all leading to an amazing result, 94% operating margin growth. Cindy is now going to discuss a case study on AI-guided selling experiences and outcomes.
Thanks, Iris. I'm going to talk about one of our clients. The case study is actually on our website. The company called Relation Edge. They've got about 500 employees, actually maybe close to 600. They've just been identified as one of the fastest growing companies in the US, and they're an SI partner, gold certified of Salesforce in the professional services market segment. And the CEO's challenge was he really, because of the growth, needed more accurate forecasts. You can appreciate when you've got rapid growth over less than 3 years, and that kind of growth of employee base, that you've got shareholders and banks, and you've got to basically be really on point on your cash flow projections to ramp the business. And, you know, with everybody in the sales team, they were using Salesforce, but the estimates on what actually was going to be won or lost, or the prioritization and accurate forecast was very much a concern. And he wasn't sleeping as well at night as, you know, often we like to make sure the leadership team and the CEOs are. So with over 70% year-over-year growth, that was his, bottom line issue that he wanted to solve. So in that case, what we did is that we basically connected the AI engine, and usually the process can take place in less than 10 to 15 minutes, where the data gets integrated, and we then create a very unique AI predictive model relative to the client's business. And the objective, as I said, was to basically forecast accurately. Now, what I love about CEOs and I think wise leaders is often they have this little pessimistic streak in them. So, the deal there was, well, we'll look at what you say, but we'll also have another, report that'll basically say, this is what our sales professional said would happen. Then we'll overlay what you said would happen, and then we'll look at the delta. That was actually a great idea, because then we actually built that capability into our softwares, and now it's up and running, right, where we very clearly mark off what the organization believes through its standard methods of forecasting in native Salesforce versus what the science says. And over the 4-month period, we came in at an accuracy of over 95% predictive accuracy, which allowed him to save, literally a week of effort of running around reports, He can run any scenario. We have a simulation capability in the software. So the nice thing, with the Okapi's 360 view, where you get all of the parameters, then you can drill down into more detailed, I'd call it insights, coaching insights that are derived from the AI engine on the SalesChoice side. Now, a few things that are this particular aspect has not been deployed out. I'm just highlighting here, and I'll come back to the benefits of the Relation Edge. It's in our labs right now and fully built. So not only can we say on every particular transaction whether it be won or lost, we also, show the confidence on the prediction. But you saw earlier in Iris' example, stratified into highest, best, if you want to call it, most promising deals to convert versus those that are at the lower end of the scale, lower odds. And we have learned that the Fs in particular, unequivocally, and if I'd say about 95% of our accounts are running between 95 and often 100% accuracy right at the beginning of a sales process, is come in even as a qualified lead, and the science will pick up other patterns that the marketing folks just cannot see. And that's because there are patterns within the broader historical data set that's much bigger and much more representative of the qualifying criteria. So it's a very interesting dynamic where, you know, I call it almost a risk management enhancement. It's like another, if you want to think about another telescope looking out into the universe, it's just really finer. It's finer pattern recognition. But what this chart here, it's showing not just if you make a change, we're I think one of the only players in the market that actually in real time show you, if I do this, then what happens. So if you change the amount or you change the product, will it increase your odds or not? And also correlate it back to what changed. That's a very, very powerful sales simulation capability, but it also is very fact-based once it's locked in. And that's how the machine learning algorithm continues to learn. Every parameter goes through thousands and thousands of simulations. So getting back to, I kind of snuck that slide in. I thought it was very, very unique and quite differentiated. In terms of the benefits that Relation Edge, obviously I've highlighted the point about reinvesting precious CEO time to drive more accurate sales forecasts. Obviously, peace of mind. The ROI in our solution is often proven out in less than 2 months. It doesn't take a year to prove out the value of AI. Often just upon install in the free trial, clients are learning immediately and often having aha moments and new conversations. And that's what's exciting because this is every single company, they get their own unique AI model. It's not based on a subset. It's highly customized in real time to your business, kind of absorbs, if you want to call it, your unique DNA and can evolve with other data sets as you grow. So I'd like to now pass the discussion to go a little bit deeper in terms of the customer journey of what you can expect in terms of an implementation with a combined SalesChoice and Okapi. Iris? Iris?
This is a typical life cycle customer journey. It takes 2 weeks for setup and implementation with a combined SalesChoice and Okapi platform. This includes mapping company profile, vertical, company size, and other parameters used by the algorithms for setups and ongoing business notifications, mapping and integrating the required data to pull the relevant data from diverse sources, aligning the required business goals, and selecting KPIs from those recommended by the platform and going live. Overall engagement program is usually 30 to 90 days to get into high value production. During this phase, we implement a customer onboarding program, including training, onboarding notifications, and usage gamification features. We conduct workshops on artificial intelligence readiness to help our clients understand the value AI can give their organization. Now, Cindy and I will share lessons learned from deployments in diverse industries.
Thanks, Iris. Maybe before I dive onto this discussion, I'm sure what's running through your mind, at least, I mean, if I hadn't been immersed in this field, I know it would be running through my mind as an operator is, how can that window be so short? Well, it's the design of the software in many respects of the way both Okapi and SalesChoice have built a very intelligent platform that absorbs the data patterns with very powerful algorithms and diverse AI methods to be able to compute these scenarios. They're going through literally thousands and thousands of simulations to be able to produce the result. Clearly, advanced AI, you have to have some quality data under that. I want to make sure that that point is clear. But the reality is it's not like the old days, you know, where you'd invest in a platform, you do have to do a lot of rules and it would take a lot of time. And, you know, we're inherently here with SaaS models, speed to market, up and running, move fast, agile, and really take a lot of that, I call it complexity away, so that you can focus on what's really important. So one of the first measurement lessons learned, and obviously at the stage both of our companies are at, the before and after is very precious, right? Every change in an organization to build confidence on value realization needs a bookend. So we all are very focused on articulating the problem, understanding from the voice of the customer's perspective, validating it back, and ensuring your solution is laser sharp focused on solving the problem in your voice for operational success. That's something I've learned many years ago, and it counts. So your persona, your cultural context is really where we listen to, and that's why these workshops are very important, having the right people, the right stakeholders that also have the power to very quickly mobilize results. This doesn't have to be a groupthink process. We built into our platform also some very unique audit trails. In other words, what we say will happen, did it happen, and why did it happen? And as we continue to move down our evolution, we'll start to actually show the costs of not taking advantage of the guided selling route. If you think about Waze, just as a simple analogy, had I traveled down this route versus the other route, you would have saved X amount on mileage, cost, time, etc. Maybe that impacts your mindfulness. We will get into that kind of dichotomy, into that kind of capability with these technologies. So kind of reflection back, where AI is monitoring what you do, but then reflecting back on what were the possibilities that could have happened had you listened to the signals, right? Because we do need the one thing is about surfacing the patterns to do something. Humans still need to act upon it, right? So guided AI, guided learning, that's so important. The second point is the agility in the business analytics and systems integration. Obviously the deployments in very large global enterprises, we certainly can appreciate that some of those large deployments, like in one of our accounts, which would be one of the largest PS global firms, definitely took us over 2 weeks in that implementation setup. But we're really talking about, small to mid-sized companies, 500 employees or 1,000. Those can be really fast to whip together. When you get into hundreds of thousands of employees, there is more complexity, and we've done a number of those as well. So the agility and the understanding the systems integration is very important. If there's a BI layer required, if the company's using Tableau or Einstein and they've got that platform on the sales side, we both have open architectures. So, we're pretty sharp in the sense of how basically things can be integrated for achieving the performance outcomes. The third goal, or I should say lesson learned, is for sure on the project governance. Both parties need strong project leaders to go through and align on the specific tasks. Obviously, with the time frames that we're talking about, everybody's got to be on point. It's not something that can necessarily go over 3-4 months. We're trying to keep the costs down for the clients, drive the efficiencies, and actually get what's important is the system up and running to help the organizations to start moving in the directions that they're seeking to achieve. The fourth point is very much around the personal assistant. To me, I find this is one of the most exciting aspects of both the Akapi and SalesChoice solutions, where those real-time thoughtful notifications, and as we start to advance into natural language processing, we're starting to experiment here on that front, where I can simply say, what are my 3 coaching points for Cindy today? I can very clearly have the AI agent guide me with the right signals. It's kind of everyone will be guided, whether at the executive level, at the manager, at the rep level. I can simply say as a CEO to my Alexa device, how confident are you, Sally says, that's our little persona, that my team will make their plan? You'll get a response. And it'll be more often right than wrong. So that's the world we're moving into. It's exciting. Everybody should be experimenting now. I can certainly assure you the NDAs with these clients are very, very restrictive. Many people don't want to let you know that they're using advanced AI and robotics into their operational practices, but it's real. It's probably the most exciting transformational change I've seen in my lifetime, and it could very much be for all of us. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Iris. Iris? With being in Israel, we've got a bit of a time delay. If not, I have her script.
Okay, sorry, I will continue with point 5. Research shows that a team should measure no more than 15 KPIs, and each individual should be measured on around 3 KPIs. We met companies that were measuring over 100 KPIs. Most of them measured for historical reasons. Each management meeting raised a new question, which was translated to a new KPIs for future monitoring. Choose the critical few that best translate your current goals versus trying to catch them all. Point 6, a lack of targets is a big mistake in KPI that are missing target values. We found often that only the financial KPIs like revenue and profit had targets, which were derived from the budget. KPIs on the operational side, like in manufacturing, time, raw material, shipping costs, are missing target values that could point employees towards desired results and make the success point quite clear. Point 7, talking about KPIs that should give a 360-degree view of the organization, balancing the financial perspective with that of customer and business processes, and perspectives, of course. Without all the perspectives, companies miss the opportunity to track critical areas for continuous improvement. And the last one, lack of accountability. Setting personalized KPIs for each employee in the organization, very important factor in raising the level of accountability. You can find companies that have no personal KPIs, since managers claim they are dependent on each other for results. We recommend setting personal KPIs to each user who is responsible for getting the help he needs from his peers. Cindy, back to you.
Great. Thanks very much, Iris. I'm sure you might be wondering, there's obviously other wrappers around this, in terms of lessons learned. Probably one that I think it's just always just timestamp, but certainly the managing the communication and the change management is always top of mind, because the objective here is to improve productivity and efficiencies. There will be some rethink that goes on as a result of these solutions, as work can be minimized or reprioritized. So there is the need to have some very clear messages from a communication point of view around the value of AI tools, why they're coming in, the value that they can provide, how they can enhance productivity, how people can actually win more, be far more collaborative. In all the cases that I know Okapi's worked on, is that there's an increased dialogue and a communication with the clients as a result of having these collaborative KPIs. So, the communication change management is something that, although it's not here, it's very much part of the overall governance framework.